Hey, what's good YouTube? Target here and welcome to another episode of Design and Manage my City Skylines and Modded Let's Play series. In the last episode we have built this winter-themed district, which is composed mainly of winter-themed unique buildings. And today there's quite a few things that I want to work on, so let me just explain to you what is the plan for today. Okay, so here's something that I don't show you quite that often. This is the population chart of our city. As you can see, we currently have a massive population drop, which means we are having a huge death wave, and we are currently recovering from it. So you can pretty much see the outcomes or the status of the city. We have a lot of dead icons, but thankfully we are recovering. I remember my population reached about 90k of population, so we already recovered 9,000 and we are still recovering. But we still need to wait a little bit for the RCI demand to adjust to these new changes, because as you can see, none of the zoned commercial buildings have yet developed. So that's something that we still have to wait on a bit. However, at the beginning of the episode, I have said that today we had quite a bit of plans for this episode. Oh, and look at that, we already have some stuff developing. Look, some buildings are growing. Okay, cool. Yeah, but anyway, one of the things that I want to do for today is place a metro station in this little district. So there was quite a few people of you who mentioned that I have a metro connection underneath the district and would be quite a waste to not put any metro station. And you know what, I kinda agree. So let's just put a metro station. So let me just go there and put one. I don't know, what should be a good place for it? I think I'm gonna put it right next to the Snow Castle restaurant. So this could be a good place for it. And let me just rebuild the metro line. Okay, and now let's just rebuild the metro line by placing a stop here and also a stop here. Okay, pretty cool. While we wait for the RCI demand to adjust and for the commercial buildings to develop, I think I'm going to work on other parts of the city, and I think I will work on this nature reserve park. So I've mentioned on the past episode that I was going to work on this area a bit more. I still need to decorate the entire outline of the park with some nature reserve buildings, which is something that I currently do not have. I only have these little camping areas in the middle. So that's something that we can work right now. So let's just go to this little tab and let's see what is the selection of buildings that we currently have. Perhaps we can start experimenting with these camping sites that we have. So let's start by putting one over here. I think it looks pretty cool. Let's just place the other one because I know that we have two of them. We have a smaller one that we can probably put right here. And yeah, I think it looks pretty good as well. And there's also some other things that we have, just like the these things, the viewing decks and also the lookout towers. I think they would look pretty good in an elevated area. So that's probably something that we can try and simulate. Let's just try and raise the terrain a little bit on some areas. Perhaps we can make an elevated plateau where we can put those buildings, try and raise the terrain a little bit. Now let's just try and flatten it out a little bit over here. And let's bring it all the way here. And let's connect this little mountain with the plateau. And like so. Okay. Let's just give it a bit more shape. Maybe smooth the corners a little bit, like this, and yeah, I think it looks good. Let's just delete the trees that are on the hill. It doesn't look very realistic. Okay, and maybe this one as well. And let's just start placing the buildings. I want the viewing deck, and we have 2 of them, so perhaps we can put... And you know what, perhaps we can start by placing the pathway instead. I think that will be much more, much easier, so to say, to place the buildings afterwards. Okay, kind of an interesting shape. Now let's see if we can put the viewing decks. We can put one here, and let's see how well it built. Yeah, that's pretty cool, look at that. That's exactly what I wanted. So now we can place the other ones. Let's place another one here. And maybe in this side as well. Let's put another one here. And perhaps a final one right here. Okay, pretty cool. And you know what, maybe we can adjust this a little bit. Okay, I think it's better now. And yes, and of course we are having a fire already. In fact, we are having a lot of fires in the city. But anyway, another thing that we can place in this plateau is a watchtower or a lookout tower. So let's place one of these tall ones right here, and another one right about here. And finally, to wrap up this area, we can place these little shelters. So perhaps one here, and we can put a big one over here. Okay, I think that's enough for this location. I think we have enough stuff here. Let's move on to other areas. Perhaps we can add a few more details to this little location. I think I'm gonna add another camping site. So let's put another one here. If we can make it fit, yes we can, look at that, pretty cool. And perhaps we can complement it with some of these towers, perhaps one here and another one there. Let's also try and make another pathway that cuts between the 2 camping sites, coming over here and connecting there, and to this side as well. And finally, let's just add a few tents. Alright, perfect. Moving on to this little corner between the monument and also this other camping site. We can put a bouldering site. I think that's how it's called. Yes, it is a bouldering site, and maybe we can put it here. Let's see how well it looks. Well, it's just some boulders with some people trying to climb it. Okay, sure, we can have that. And perhaps I'm going to replicate here what I've done over here with the elevated sites and the viewing points. And here we go, this is the final result of my terraforming work. I tried to make it as natural as possible. It could have turned out better, but I am not disappointed with it. So let's just decorate it, just applying the same tricks that I've used on this site. For that I'll have to expand the district for sure. Okay, now let's place some buildings. Okay, I believe we're done with this, and we already have some people visiting our viewing decks. I've tried to make a combination of both the viewing decks and also the towers, and I've also complemented them with the lean-to shelters, just as I've done on the previous slope here. Finally, I don't want to overcomplicate this park. I don't want to overcrowd it with buildings, so I'm just gonna make a little setup right here in the middle where I'm going to put the bouldering site, because right now it looks way out of place, and I'm going to finalize this park in a few minutes. And there we go. I believe that's going to be it for our nature reserve park. And we already have a lot of people using these things. That's amazing. But yeah, just to wrap this thing up, I am going to come back to this area eventually to place some trees, of course, and decorate everything. But in the meanwhile, what I can do is work on the walking tours. We already have one of them that goes all the way over here, but we can make another one that visits this new area. So let's start by making one at this exact point and bring it all the way here and here as well. And now come back, and hopefully this will not be too long of a line. No, it isn't. It's perfect. Now let's make another one starting here and visiting all of these locations, and hopefully these ones as well. And there we go, perfect. Now we should have a bit more coverage to this area. Ah yes, and look at that. Look how well this area has developed with all the commercial buildings now built, pretty much. And these are all leisure buildings, yes, of course, because this is a leisure specialized district. And of course I will still have to decorate everything with trees, but for now something that I want to do is convert some of the roads to roads with trees, which is something that I haven't done yet. Since we are working on this place, I believe this is a good opportunity for us to start naming some things after my followers. So let's name this. I have already selected the name. I'm gonna name it after Vladimir. Vladimir's Winter Park, perfect. And now I want to go back to the island that I built a couple of episodes ago. And yeah, look at this, everything is destroyed with fires. I need to take care of that. Yes, I want to name this island, this entire island, after Gabriel. Let's name it Gabriel's Island, because I am original like that. I'm joking. And yeah, there we go, we got this out of the way. Now I just need to rebuild all of these plazas, because the developers still haven't fixed the issue where fire trucks cannot reach the buildings inside the park areas that do not have road access. And the fire helicopters do not put down the fires on these buildings as well. So when these buildings get caught on fire, their destiny is to burn. That's pretty much it. Thanks for that. Moving on, there is also something else that I want to do on this episode. I told you guys we were going to do a bunch of random things today, but one of the things that I want to do is finally place the shipyard on this location that I've mentioned you a couple of episodes ago. So I am going to place it right here. So the first thing that we got to do is get rid of these eco water treatment plants. So I believe we can put them about here in this location, get them out of the way. And perhaps this will be a good permanent location for them. Let's just connect them back. Okay, perfect. Now we need to find a good place for the shipyard. And this is going to be it. Now let's just place it out of the bed and see how well it looks. I think this thing is way too high off the ground. So perhaps we should lower the terrain a little bit. But I don't know, first let me see how this thing works and how's the visuals before I do anything. So let's just give it a bit of road access. So we should make a bridge over here. That's the most intuitive way to do this. So let's make a bridge all the way over here. Let's see if it It's parallel. Yeah, it is. It's pretty horizontal. So we should probably continue this. I almost was able to make a straight line here, but unfortunately things didn't go as well as I planned. So let's just try and make a curve here. Or maybe here. And now let's connect it directly to the shipyard. Okay, let's resume the simulation. I will probably need to give it a bit of power. So let's connect it here. And let's see if this thing starts to work. And of course, placing the water treatment plants over here caused a massive flood. Yeah, let's see if this thing adapts. If it doesn't, I will have to pick a new location for these things. And here's the first truck, which is carrying plant timber. This one is carrying plastic, this one glass, and this one metal. So yeah, it's everything that this factory needs. And after all of these trucks deliver the products, we will start seeing some production, hopefully. Alright, it's moving. It's doing something. While this thing is waiting for other types of resources to finish up the ship, we can start placing some warehouses to keep this area fed with resources. So we are going to need 4 of them. So I don't know, we can place them right here in this little segment. Okay, now let's set this one to plant timber, and let's set all of these to fill. This one to plastics. This one should be glass. And finally this one is metals. Okay, this area should now be self-sufficient. And yes, I guess the boat just disappears. I was actually expecting this thing to lower the boat all the way until the water level, but that's not what happens. Oh well. How disappointing. But anyway guys, that's going to be it for today. With the progress on this episode, we are one step closer to ending up the city. The only thing that we have left is to decorate what we have built with trees. There are some empty areas in our town, as you can probably see. And we also have to complete the bit of land that we have on the starting island. But anyway guys, I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already to get notified every time I post a new Cities Skylines video. Thank you so much for watching guys, and as always, have fun!